Alright, welcome to another video blog. I want to make this a short video to talk about labels, the labels that we put ourselves in. You see, for a long time I struggled with the label that I wanted to present to people. And actually, that struggle of finding the correct label was what got me into becoming an image consultant. That's a whole story, another story. You see, you identify yourself with those labels. So my question to you is, who are you? And try to respond to that question without your job, without what you do, without answering with it. This is what I do. Because what you do and who you are, maybe they're separated. Maybe. Try to answer it without the things that you own. Try to answer it without even your nationality or the skin of your color, or the color of your skin, I'm sorry. Fucking dyslexia. You see, when somebody asks you, I remember this very vividly. I remember going to family gatherings, or I remember going to, networking events. I remember going to just parties, random parties with friends, what I didn't know most of the people there. And the first thing they ask you, hey, what do you do? Who are you? And yeah, my name is Pablo. Oh yeah, well, what do you do? And it's almost like what do you do? It's almost like that defines you. That puts the label, and that literally determines who you are, isn't it? And I believe now that that's fucked up. Because then what happens is that we build a cage for ourselves where sometimes we feel trapped. So as I was growing up, I was like, they always asked me that, and I didn't know what to answer. Not because I wasn't doing things, but I wasn't doing things that for the society they were accepted, If you're not doing something that society accepts, then you're nothing. Right? If you are not a banker, if you're not a realtor, if you're not a doctor, if you're not a lawyer, if you're not a something, a label that they've already picked for you, you see, society has already created all these different labels that you need to choose from. So that means that you cannot create your own. It's already here. So you need to pick one. Oh, I'm this. This is what I do. And then after you tell them what you do, they start building up a whole story of who you are, based on how you look, based on how you talk, based on what you do. And this is a dangerous game. A dangerous game where you get trapped. You might get trapped. And then no wonder why people, especially now, people come to me and ask me, I feel bad, I don't know what to do. I don't know who I am, I don't know what's my purpose. It makes sense. I don't blame you. You're a victim of the insane, of the insanity of this rotten society. So I got sucked in that game. I got sucked in that bullshit. I got sucked in that mindset of the society, where I said, okay, I need to come up with something that I do, so that when I tell it to society, when I tell it to people, they get the right version of what I want them to see. So I said every time, oh, what do you do, Pablo? Oh, I'm an image consultant. And they wouldn't understand it, right? They were like, what is that? And then boom, I was in, right? Oh, I'm an image consultant. And that made me feel good. But I was playing the game. I was sucked in that vortex of bullshit of the society. You see, you don't have to say anything. Right now, if you ask me, what do you do? I would just say, I live. I don't have to answer all of this bullshit game. I don't have to play these society games. I do whatever the fuck I want to do. I do what I do. With your permission, without your permission, with your approval, without your approval. I am who I am. I do what I do, with or without you. And that sets you free. That gives you freedom of being your truest self, being congruent, being who you want to be. Not trying to conform to these norms of society. Not trying to become how others want you to be, right? How they perceive you. You become how they perceive you. And then you're just looking at the reflection of a mirror. You're not looking at your true self. See my point? So this was pretty sad. I remember it very vividly. I need to come up with a label. I need to come up with something so that people can accept me. Now these things, they no longer care. I no longer care about them. I don't care if I tell them, and what do you do? I go to the forest. What do you do? Nothing. What do you do? I live. What do you do? I breathe. What do you do? What the fuck do you care what I do? Because you see, at the bottom of these stupid questions, they don't really care what you do. It's just, everyone is too busy worrying about their own life, worrying about their own problems, about their own selves, about their own self. So whatever you tell them, they will either accept it or reject it, regardless of what you do, right? If you accept yourself, if you accept what you do, no matter what it is, eventually they'll accept it. So what do? I do cacao ceremonies. They might be like, what? If you're not convinced of what you do, of who you are, they might give you the look. If you know what you are and if you know what you do, no matter what you say, you've already won the game because you've accepted yourself. You've accepted that. First and foremost, within you. What's on the outside, again, it really does not matter what they do or whether they accept it or judge you or whatever, because first of all, they're going to do it anyway. And second of all, again, they're too worried about themselves, about their own problems. Everyone is experiencing their own lives. Everyone is living their own lives. Everyone is dealing with their own problems, with their own selves, with their own insecurities. Don't pay too much attention to those labels. Detach yourself from those labels. Don't get sucked in this destructive game of a rotten society. So who are you? Without your job, without explaining it. I am a mom. I am a father. I am a son. I am an American. I am a Mexican. I know that deep, and you know deep inside of you, you are more than that. But that is an answer that only you have. I cannot give you that. No one can give you that. No God, no nothing, no Bible, no one, nothing can give you that. The answer lies within you. Only you know who you are. So discover that true self. Once you discover that true self, life gets more interesting because you discover your purpose. And then everything makes, it's more worthwhile, brighter, happier, more blissful, more free. So that is what I wanted to talk about today. Thank you for listening. Be the best version of yourself and expand your identity beyond your labels. Until the next one. Ometeotl.